Morning. It's Thursday, early in the day. It's cold. All right, so here we are. This is currently January of 2025. Clearly we have some catching up to do, don't we? This Christmas tree is special and it shall not be touched. So, talking through June. What was wild was we moved into the house and then within a week I'm already shipping off. Where am I going? Costa Rica. Man, so where does it begin? First, I get up, dark 30, we head over there to the airport here in Clermont, and my flight gets canceled. Oops.
Whoopsie daisy!
There's no plane. It don't work. We ain't going to Paris, so I'm not going to Costa Rica. I freak out, but great people at work helped get things solved. I'm gonna fly out the next day. I got to spend one cool day with Amanda. Probably one of the best days I've spent here because we just walked around the city for a while and we didn't have to have the kids. We just walked around, figured out some new places and things like that. That was pretty cool. The trip to Costa Rica, once it finally got going. Best way to describe it, 2 words, soaked and stressful. It rained the entire time we were in Costa Rica. Must have been a tropical storm. I think it was. It just parked its butt right on top of Costa Rica and just dumped there the next 3 days. Great time shooting. May have been soaked. We had a great time. And somehow found a way to make some pretty fun stuff. Really was. Like, I was really happy with the stuff that came out. Because there's just times you're walking into a situation like it's going to be soaked at a tropical resort the whole time. How happy are people going to be when you actually film them? Is it going to be a lively picture? Man, it is what you make of it, that's for sure. Boy, is that a theme for everything. It is what you make of it. But by the end of it, I was ready to go. I was ready to get home. I was ready to get back to France. Except that is a long journey. So the return flight was going to take me from wherever the airport where the resort was in Costa Rica to Newark. I was going to have an overnight layover before I flew out the next day for Paris, and then it'd be the next day when I would arrive here in France, get back home to Clermont. Except that didn't work out.
Somebody ought to clean these windows. There's a tremendous buildup of gook all over them. Look at that.
First flight doesn't happen. Then I go back the next day, the flight doesn't happen again, right the last minute too. And by that point I was starting to freak out, I'm not gonna lie, because it was like, am I ever gonna get home? I've had I've had stuff that's just soaked from the trip, and I haven't had a dryer, so I've been trying to air dry or use hair dryers to try and get things better, but you're using what you got and it's not always the best. By the time I finally got home, man, I was done. I was exhausted. I was like, man, I don't want to film nothing for a while. I just need to relax for a little bit. What was cool was getting back on the home front. We then started trying to figure out some things to do in the summer, right? What are some things that we haven't gotten to explore yet here in the summer? Here in Chevalier, Clermont-Ferrand, all of it. First thing, I took the kids to the pool. That was neat, and it was our first time being on the bus. Bus is very important here. That is the way we get around everywhere, especially when we're going to school and stuff, is we use the bus because it's just way more efficient to be able to get where we're going to. Otherwise, I walk a lot, I do. But we got to go to the pool. The pool, interesting. Here, the guys, you're gonna love it. You can't just wear your whatever shorts that you normally would wear just going to the pool, just being casual. You got to wear them kind of fitting ones. You got to wear borderline racing suits, almost like Speedos, except you can wear the shorts, of course. You have to. That's just the rule. Then you have to wear a cap. Everybody wears a cap. You got to take care of all that. So I had to really suit up. It was funny. I had to like suit up. I had even got a pair of goggles. They got a little vending machine. It's so cute where you can get everything that you need to be able to go in there and do your thing. But man, pool was awesome. I loved it. I couldn't take the phone in. I couldn't film in there. They have a pretty strict rule about like any type of like using your phone in there to get pictures and stuff like that. They don't like that. But it's a pretty cool pool because you have 2 of them. You got a pool where you can swim, do laps, do all that, which I was like, man, I gotta sneak away and just do a 50 real quick, which would be all the way down. It's a 50-meter pool. Man, that felt good. I think I'm gonna do another one. That was cool. And part of me was like, man, I'll take all your asses on right now. I am in no shape. But man, I am a Mount Pleasant manatee.
My ring's that size.
But yeah, the pool, that was a good time. And the kids, they got to go back there a few more times over the summer, especially like when I was gone. We had our babysitter, Joanna. She took them there. That's pretty cool. All right, made it back home. The pool was great. Next thing that was really cool to do was to go to, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, the toy store. Yes, something I had been curious about was, all right, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we had that thing called Toys R Us that we didn't realize how good we had it until it was gone. I had to grow up, but I'm still a Toys R Us kid. King JOUET is phenomenal. It is a toy chain that is here in France. Subsequently, we've seen it in other cities here in France, and it is wonderful. As soon as I walked up to it, I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Because when you walk in, it was immediately like being back in Toys R Us, being back in any of those toy stores, and it was awesome. Just being able to give the kids that experience. I don't know why that's super important, but to me, like being able to have a place like that to go, to be able to aspire to, especially when it's like, okay, if I complete X, Y, or Z task, or I get X, Y, or Z grade on my work, can I earn a trip to there? Oh, heck yeah, you can. I may get something too. All right, guys, that just about wraps us up here for this time on Join the Renks. We are cruising through. We're going to try and get through the rest of summer on the next one because it's time to get caught back up. Like I said, we're in January, for God's sakes. We've gotten through the holidays. We're in a different year now. So thank you for taking the time and exploring this little life journey that we're on together here as we travel through France and live our lives. Interesting. Anyway, you all have a good one. See you next time.
The burger!